welcome to my kitchen. And this is Witch, but for you it's Daisy. You're right on time for cake making. So, today I'm using a recipe book, so the recipe isn't from me, but I'm making this cake. And I thought I'd take you with me. And you know, it sounded like just the right recipe for llamas or Lughnasadh something, you know the one. Okay, so off camera I melted 150 grams of chocolate, just plain black chocolate. And now I am gonna pour it into this mixing bowl because my pan is too small for the cake. So I'm gonna pour it all. Since we're doing that, chocolate means abundance, wealth, and prosperity, but it also means lust, love, passion, and it also is grounding. So I think you can already see why a chocolate cake is a good idea for llamas, because it is it is a celebration of harvest. Therefore, it is a celebration of prosperity and abundance. Okay, so with this chocolate, we are gonna add 5 tablespoons of hazelnut butter or puree. Just gonna mix it quickly. This one, not this. So this one is a mix of hazelnut and cocoa. So you know, it complements the chocolate that is already there. That's a big one. So hazelnut is good for passion, creativity, wisdom, luck, and protection. And I think today I'm gonna use it, you know, for the luck and the wisdom. Okay, good. It seems fitting with the prosperity. It seems fitting with the prosperity aspects of the chocolate and the celebration we're making for. So we're gonna mix this together quickly with our spatula. Now this is a very early stage of your cake, but you can already put in your intention and energy, unless you just want to make a chocolate cake, which is totally fine. Okay, now we're gonna add 5 tablespoons of oil, which today I'm gonna use coconut oil because it's what I have. And I could have used hazelnut oil, but I felt like it would be too heavy. So I decided to go with coconut since it's more light. So we're gonna add 5. Coconut means protection, mostly against negativity and evil spirits. But it can also mean prosperity, since you know it comes from most probably from elsewhere than where you are. It's probably not grown locally, so it's like, you know, a spice, it has to be imported. And so in order to get the coconut, you need to have some wealth. And coconut also means prosperity and abundance to the people who are locally using them or locally have them. Okay. So it's all mixed together. You don't see like it's homogeneous. So now we're gonna add the flour. That's what we're gonna start with. And we are gonna add 300 grams of it. The recipe asks to sift the flour, but I don't have a sifter, so I'm using pre-sifted flour today. 300 grams. Okay, more. Okay. I already mentioned it in, well, half of my videos, but flour is grounding, and it also represents prosperity, abundance and wealth, since it is what the weight represents. And fertility, of course, like you can't forget that one. Which again, prosperity, fertility, and abundance are keywords of the Llama celebration. Okay. So now we're gonna add salt and baking powder. So for the salt, we're just gonna add like a pinch of it. We don't need much. There we go. And we're gonna use a bag of baking powder. The salt is gonna help us with the protection side. It's gonna complement the coconut, but it can also be associated with prosperity and abundance, since in Middle Ages it was used as a tax. Like people would pay tax on salt to have it. So it's, again, fitting. I'm sorry if I don't talk loud enough, it's like really quiet, so I don't feel the need to. But I probably should. Okay. So now we're done with the spatula. And thank God I cleaned my space. Oh, I forgot to mention it, but you want to preheat your oven at 180 degrees Celsius before starting your cake. There we go. Okay, so now we are gonna add where is it? Okay, yes. We are gonna add 300 milliliters of milk, of vegan milk. So here I'm adding rice. slowly. I'm gonna add it slowly because we need to dilute all of that. Let's get you here. So, rice milk, or more importantly rice, signifies protection and fertility, as well as grounding again. And it is also associated with the rain, probably because it grows in very humid and even wet areas. So I guess you could say this cake, like, more than being a celebration for llamas, is a prosperity spell. We are trying to attract prosperity, wealth, and abundance. But you know, since we have so many grounding ingredients, it's not gonna be like this huge money boost. It's more gonna be like something stable, more stable, like yeah, like a stable flow, something you might not notice. Like maybe rather than being prosperity and abundance, it's gonna be the absence of lack. Like you're not gonna lack anything, even if you're not gonna have everything. If that makes sense? Okay, and now, as for the final ingredients, we're gonna add sugar. And today I'm gonna use coconut sugar, because that's what I have. But you can use blonde cane sugar, or any sugar you want. So the recipe calls for 150 grams, but since this is like really strong, I'm only gonna use like 120. Okay, it doesn't want to, so I'll make it in another one, another bowl. I do it, not make it. Okay. So 120. Again, coconut is associated with protection, prosperity, abundance. And you know, you can even see it as health. Yeah, you can associate it with health too. And again, as most importantly in witchcraft, your intention is key and your own associations are stronger than those that are told to you. So like, if you don't like chocolate, don't make a chocolate cake to attract prosperity, because you're not gonna, how can I say that? You know, you don't want to attract something that you don't want. So like, if you use chocolate that you don't like to attract something, when you're gonna eat the chocolate cake, you're not gonna enjoy it, and you're not gonna want more, you're gonna want less, and your eating intention and your spell's intention are gonna like cancel each other out, or even it could like backfire. So really what I'm trying to say is use your own associations, do things that you want, like it's something that you're gonna enjoy making and eating. And And don't try to absolutely match like the common beliefs or common associations. If they don't talk to you, they don't talk to you. And if your associations are different, well, so be it. Use your own. Because in the end, it's your craft, it's your kitchen. So make your own spells. Okay, and now we're done. If you want to, you can add hazelnut crumbs, I guess you could say. But I don't really like crumbs in my cake, so I'm not gonna do it. Now I'm gonna take a mold. That I'm gonna cover in oil. Like not cover, but you know, like just lightly to butter it. So that the cake doesn't stick to the mold, even if it's like silicone. And again, as you butter your mold, you can see it as anointing a candle, you know? You're rubbing your intention to the side of the mold so that it sticks to your spell being your cake in this situation. And now we're gonna pour our batter into a mold. So last little bit of association talk. Color magic. This cake obviously is brown. Brown is a color associated with the earth. And you know, by the fact that it's cooking, this is like highly earth oriented with the flour, the rice, the chocolate, the color brown. There we go. So earth, therefore grounding, fertility, abundance, stability. And the color brown also is associated with the house, the family, and the animals. So in this case, I'm making my cake for family prosperity so that we don't lack anything, so that our financial flow are stable and we are safe. Because there are more ways to protect oneself than just, you know, protection against evil spirits. And lastly, we are currently into the first phase of the moon, which is waxing crescent moon, and this is a phase for fresh energy, sprouting, taking action, and attraction. So now we're gonna pack this baby into the oven until it's baked, or for 35 or 30 to 40 minutes. Now that the cake is cooled down, I'm gonna flip it on a plate. There we go. Don't try and unmold it when it's not cooled. or you would risk breaking. It's looking pretty good. So now I'm gonna add some glaze. This glaze was made with 50 grams of icing sugar, 2 tablespoons of milk, and 1 tablespoon of the hazelnut butter. So I'm just gonna get it on top of my cake. Now that's glazing. You can make your glazing to be complementary to your cake, or to be another layer of spell work. It's up to you, up to what you want it to be. So like, for example, here I made it to be, the same flavor as the cake and use the same ingredients, but you don't have to. And finally, you can add sprinkles. You can use the sprinkles again with intention to add a layer to your spell, or you can use it just to be pretty, which is kind of what I'm doing right now. And you're done. So this is how my cake is looking, if you can see it. Now this recipe is vegan, but if you want to follow it, you don't have to make it vegan. You can swipe. You can use eggs instead of the hazelnut butter. Just use 2 eggs instead of the 5 tablespoons. You can use butter instead of the oil. And of course you can use like cow milk instead of the vegan milk. It's all up to you. Or you can even make like another recipe that you have to match what I presented to you today. Wait. In case you don't know, Llamas is a celebration from the wheel of the year. It's one of, I believe, 8 celebrations, and it's basically it marks the time when the harvest is being harvested, when all the grains are being cropped. No, not cropped. But when all the grains are being harvested. And so when that happens, you celebrate the fact that food is brought to you. And generally you celebrate it by a lot of ways. Mostly like what I've seen as the most common way to celebrate Llamas is baking bread. And I could have done that, but it was a little bit too obvious. And also I wanted to make this cake, and as I was elaborating it, at least elaborating the witchy part of it, it felt like it belonged to llamas. It felt like all the fertility and prosperity, abundance, and grounding aspects of it, really fit it perfectly. And also llamas is next week, if I am mistaken. So, it felt fitting. So I decided to go with that instead of bread. But of course, feel free to celebrate it or not, celebrate it as you want. It's just a time to enjoy what you have and be grateful for it. And even a time to attract. So bring things to you, whether they're physical or spiritual or emotional. It's a time to bring prosperity in all aspects of life. Okay, so this video is a bit special because I collaborated with a friend of mine. We both made a chocolate cake and he wants to compete. So I'm gonna include some of his shots from his cake making, and you guys will have to decide who made the best. So, yeah. Just be nice to the kid. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Comment down below if you want to share your recipe, give feedback on the video. Don't forget to comment to say who made the better cake. Give a like if you liked it. Share with a friend who might like it. And I see you next time. Bye!